What's going on, peeps? It's been a while since I've got to post. Had a busy week and not had a whole lot of time. We're getting ready to start our first episode. We're gonna do YouTube. We're gonna have it on YouTube. You'll be able to see it. You'll see it. You'll see it post. So make sure you subscribe so you can watch what's going on in our podcast. They will be showed on YouTube and different places. So, how's everybody doing? We're looking for great things to come. Like I said, we're going to be starting our podcast soon. 2020 is the year. Feel me? Real quick, I haven't got to watch Aaron Carter's last few lives, but I don't even know what happened to the girl. The last one I seen, I mean, he was like, he didn't know where she was, and asking people, y'all know, telling people, y'all know where she at more than I do, Not sure that relationship means much or it's gonna last, and really, it's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my heart goes out for him. I pray for him. And I do feel in as an individual that he may be struggling to find himself, let's put it, to define himself, to find out who he really is as an individual, as a person. And I want to see him back to the top. That's just it. I don't want to see him digging himself deeper with these lives. I want to see him bounce back to the top, because see, whether you like him or not, you cannot deny his talent. He has an amazing gift. And we've seen him at the top. And we've seen him hit the bottom. So, I've hit the top. I've been to the top, you feel me? And I've hit the bottom. So who am I to say that someone cannot bounce back from that? We live in a world, in this day and time, it's the media and social media and the public don't let people forget their mistakes. You feel me? It's more or less nowadays, if someone makes a mistake, someone does something wrong, then they are to pay for it for the rest of their life. And that's sad, really, because even you that's watched these videos or watched any video, or any people out there in the world, nobody cannot sit here and tell me, nobody they have not made some form of mistake in their life. Okay? I mean, because you wouldn't be human if you didn't. The word teaches us that we are to strive for perfection. It doesn't say we are perfect, because if that way, God would have took us all out of here. Anyways, having said that, my heart breaks for people that are struggling, and they have to use these crazy tactics to keep people tuned in. You feel me? Do you follow what I'm saying? And I'd hate to think that I'd have to feed craziness. I'm just gonna put it out there like that, craziness to people, so they will continue to follow me or whatever. A lot of people do these things for the money and for the publicity of it, and that's all well and good, But we as individuals need to be reminded that it is a very trying world we live in. Okay, it is a very skeptical world we live in, and so we have to be careful on what we post or what we allow individuals into our lives, what we allow them to know, and whatever. And it's good to be upfront about your life, but make sure when you're upfront about it, that it is honesty that you're upfront with. Okay. because I'm a firm believer in, if I say I'm going to do something, then you should be able to do that, right? You should follow up on your word, because, well, after all, what does a man have? His word is his bond. You feel me? So, I know that a lot of people sell their souls out, and they become incredible to reach, because it becomes about fame and fortune and other nonsense of life. And I struggle I struggle for this in this this kind of world we live in today. I struggle in it because I don't understand the negativity that we have so much of in our world. You know, we're more about uh, suppressing others and making others feel bad, and not really leaning on one to another. And I'm kind of it kind of breaks my heart. I mean, if I'm gonna be real with you, it kind of breaks my heart to see, uh, especially our celebrities and our people that are supposed to be, you know. Let me put it this way first: they're not above us of anybody as far as that goes. Just because they may make more money than you do doesn't make them better than you do. You are. You feel me? All right. So remember that no one's better than you, and you're not better than anyone else. Okay. We're all equal in the eyes of God. But you know, I don't understand why people in those positions, which have a great platform, a mega platform, why are they not using it for good? And we do have some that use it for good, but we have a lot that that do these nonsense crazy things, and it makes absolutely no sense to me. And I watch these live videos. I watch these, these I follow them and what they're doing, and I don't see a whole lot of positivity. I don't see a whole lot of positivity. And I mean, all you gotta do. I mean, and there's so many people that gets involved in it. That's what's crazy is, there's so many people that get involved with the negative aspects of things, and nobody is at all trying to reach out for trying to change anything for the positive. And then sometimes, in some cases you can't, um, because there is some people out there, and believe it or not, that you reach out to over and over and over and over, and you try to offer advice to make them a better person, or make, not necessarily a better person, but, offer them advice that may help them, um, you know, with gaining more fans, or having a better aspect or a better approach in things, or and you know they just think because they've been there, they know that they know it all, and there's no way of changing that. But not everybody, everybody, whether you are worth $1 billion or worth $5, everybody's got to have help now and then, because this is a tough life we live. Okay, this is a tough world we live in, and I'm being real with you. And nobody, it doesn't matter how much money you're worth or how much fame you have, is exempt. Nobody is exempt from hardships and struggles, heartache. Nobody. Okay? So every now and then, we have to ask for help. And there is nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with it. But because our pride is so, we have so much of it, we like, okay, we can do this on our own. But see, that's just the fact. That's when we mess up. If you not notice, in most cases, that's when we mess up, is when we try to take control or handle situations on our own, when in fact we need to reach out to somebody, because you may be struggling with something you're not really aware of that you're struggling with. You may be fighting a battle of depression and not even know you're fighting it. You know, that's how severe depression can be. It can make you blinded to the real truth of your life. And but there's nothing wrong with admitting you need help. There's nothing wrong with that. I've had to have it many times in my life. I've had to ask for it, and there was times. Let me tell you straight up. There was times when I did not want to, and I was stubborn about it. And I struggled for years with my addiction to drugs, to heroin, to cocaine. I struggled with for years because I just would not ask for help because I did not want to do it no more. The first couple of years, yeah, I loved it. But then after a while of chasing the high, the dragon, they say, and being broke all the time and not having anything, well, lost everything I did have. And I just, I mean, there was a time in life in my young 20s, I was well off. I was well okay. I was doing great, wonderful. And then I got in the midst of these individuals and these things became in turn, these circumstances started happening, these situations started happening, things just kept seeming to get worse for me, and everything I tried to do, it just faltered, it just crumbled, everything I touched messed up, and I just got deeper and deeper and depressed, and I knew I was struggling, but instead of reaching out and asking someone for help, I didn't. I went to started using drugs and alcohol, and that suppressed the feelings momentarily, but it was only a temporary fix. You feel me? Because those troubles only increased, only got worse, and the drugs didn't suppress the feelings, but only for moments. But they were always there to hit me, when I was sober, right in the face. And I'd still have to deal with them and cope with them. So, you know, I had trouble asking. I did. I severely did. And I didn't, I was beyond wanting help. But it wasn't until I looked in the mirror one day and I realized something. I was standing in the mirror, and I'll never forget. I was standing in the mirror one day and I was like, God, J Money, you starting to look old. And then all of a sudden, all these memories and stuff begin not necessarily memories, but these thoughts begin to run to my head. Man, you used to have this and this and this and this, and now you absolutely have nothing. What in the world are you doing, bro? I sit there and I looked in that mirror and I was thinking, my gosh, I went from here to here in just short amount of time, just a few years. What in the world have I done? It wasn't until that moment when I acknowledged that I needed help. It wasn't until that very moment that I acknowledged I had a major problem. And see, that's what gets us, is because you cannot do anything about a situation or a problem you have until you acknowledge you have that problem first. That's the first step, is being able to acknowledge you having a problem. And it took me a long time. I had people telling me all the time, you got this problem, you got this issue, you got this struggle. Well, when you going to do this? When you going to do that? But, I just seen it as, one ear out the other. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. I got it under control. I got it all under control. But the truth was, I was far from control. I was way away from control. The truth of the matter is, I had no control. My life was spiraling in like a tornado. It was just out of control. It was out of control. I had sold off everything I worked so hard to gain. Things that were left to me, money that had been left to me, I bloated all. It was just tossed away. I found myself in predicaments and situations that I never thought I would ever find myself into. I put myself in places that caused me misery. Lies upon lies had been spread and done to me, and it was just all repercussions of the life I chose to live, because every decision we make has a consequence, and whether we want it to be a good outcome or a bad is completely up to you and I as individuals. You do know that, right? So it wasn't to that moment that I realized that I had an issue, I had a problem, and I knew that very moment that I had a problem and I needed some help. But I was still above and beyond when I asked anybody for help. It wasn't it wasn't till later on down the road that I decided it was time to change. I had had enough. Matter of fact, I was laying in the bed one day, and just a day before that, I had just went out and bought up some heroin, and I don't know. I spent bukus of money on it. Matter of fact, I spent every dime I had, and I'd done it up in 2 days. And third day, I was laying, I didn't have nothing, and you know, if you've ever done any heroin or anything like that, you within less than 24 hours, you will start going through withdrawals if you don't feed the habit. And I was laying there in the bed. Yeah, I started becoming sick and sicker and sicker and sicker. 2 days went by. I was sick. I was praying. This ain't a lie. I was praying to die, begging God, Lord, just let me die. I don't care where I go, what happens. I just want to die. I had no money. I had nothing. I done sold everything I had owned. Anything was any value, worth anything. I sold for pennies on the dollar. It was gone. Everything was gone. I struggled severely. And I did this all the time. But that particular moment, that very moment, that very week, I was like, I am sick in this. And I had a preacher tell me one time, long time ago, even long time ago, like before my drug days, I was young, real young, probably a teenager or so, and told me one time, said, you got to learn to be, when you learn to get sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when you start making changes. I never gave no thought, never cared nothing about, I just never paid no attention. I mean, it stuck to me then, but as the years progressed and went on, I forgot all about that. To that day, to that week. But that preacher told me, came back in my head and said, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when you'll want to change. That's when you'll want to start making new beginnings, and you want to start, you're going to want to do things differently. So I sit there and I thought about it. And I thought about it. In the area that I lived in, I knew every drug dealer. I knew everybody that had any dealings with drugs. I could walk out my front door, walk to the next house, boom, got what I wanted. Walk out to the next, go to the right, the left, either which way, straight, back, diagonal, it didn't matter. I could find a dealer or an addict that had, whatever. 4 days passed away. I was still sick. And I could start feeling, I was starting to feel after about 4 days of not using, I could, I could tell that it was starting to leave my system. Because about, they say, the first 3 days is the roughest, and that's true. I think it just depends on you as an individual and how much you use and stuff like that. Because it took me a while to really feel better. It took me years to feel myself again. But that week I was sitting there and I was like, okay, all in all, real and real. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. I have had enough. So I picked up the phone. Actually, I told my mom, I said, I got to get away from this area. I've got to restart my life. I have to start over. And if I don't move from this area, don't get away from everybody I know and all of the addicts and all of the so forth and whatever, I can't change. It's too easy to get. It's around me too much. I have to go. So I had some family that lived at the coast, which was several hours from me. Hey, I need to come and stay with you while I'm ready to get my life back, and I need your help. Boom. First time I ever asked for help. First time. I acknowledged I had a problem, and I acknowledged I need help, and I asked for help. They didn't deny me. They didn't say no. They didn't say. Now, in the past, I've had family tell me no, 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 because they knew I wasn't ready. They always say no, no, because I never asked. But I would say, well, can you get me this and get me that, or can you do this for me, do me that, or I never went to them and was sincere about really wanting to change. I would make statements, but they knew I wasn't sincere, and I knew I wasn't sincere. I just needed to get them on my side so I could get some money. You feel me? That's what was my plan. But this time I was sincere. Need to come and stay with you. Need to holler at you. I need you to, have my back. I'm ready to change. So I picked up and moved. Moved, got away. I I stayed clean for a long time. Wind up moving back to the area was the worst mistake of my life because I relapsed and but now I'm away from the area and I'm doing extremely well. I feel great. I actually feel like the 20-year-old me again. I'm a long ways from 20 years old and I feel great. I feel amazing. I love life. I love the opportunities God's doing and God's opening for me and allowing in my life. And I'm not I'm not yet where I want to be, but I'm getting there. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not where I want to go yet, but I'm gradually getting myself back there. Um, my music is a big thing in my life right now. It's a big passion for mine, and I have wasted a lot of years, um, not pursuing it. But let me tell you this: I don't care what nobody says. You are never too old to pursue your dream. Okay? You you're never too old. All it takes is people liking what you do. That's all it takes. Never too old. But yeah, I had to do what I needed to do for me. So you have to do what you need to do for you as well. Now we'll talk more about this later on, but I just wanted to give you an intro into a little bit about me, my little ups and downs in life. Um, and I'm still working on a show where I'm going to be interviewing some people, and I'd like to real talk with people about their struggle and how they overcome it, and how they got where they need to be, and what was the steps they took. Because I think if we can reach out to individuals, you might be able to help someone else, and if we can change one person, that's enough. That's worth it all right there. But I see these, and I said all that to say this is everybody struggles. Everybody goes through hard times. And even these people that we put on pedestals, like Aaron Carter, or these celebrities, Justin Bieber, all these celebrities, that we expect to see, good things out of and do wonders and perform amazing music. They make mistakes, okay? They do. They're human, and they're going to make multiple mistakes. And we can hold those mistakes against them, or we can reach out to them. Now, if you reach out to someone time and time again, and I'm not saying, oh, okay, I did it 5 times and they didn't do it. Well, 5 times ain't enough. When you do all you can do, okay, then that's enough. But when you reach out to someone over and over several times and they don't take advice, or they take offense to what you say, and all you're doing is trying to help someone, or encourage them, because it's on how you approach it too. You can't say to someone, okay, well, you're no good. You need to do this. You need to do that. But yet you done ruined your advice, because first of all, nobody wants to be told what to do. So you cannot demand, you need to do something. You need to do this. You need to do that, because first of all, it feels like a demand. Second of all, you cannot start off trying to help someone by saying, well, you make no sense, bro, or you're no good, bro, or you're whatever. You can't. They're going to ignore that. You got to learn how to speak to people first, okay? You got to reach out to them by speaking to them politely, like you would want to be spoke to. And say, look, man, I feel this way. And I think if you might apply this aspect of your life, it might help you. Now, if this individual continues to ignore your advice or gets angry at your advice, and you are doing everything in your power to offer, um, your time, your efforts in helping this individual, and you've done it 20 plus times, and it's still the same outcome, then you've done what you need to do, and you've done all you can do. And some people are just don't want to be helped. Some people are not ready for help yet, and you cannot help an individual yet until they're ready to. And that's one thing. When I watch some of these lives, and some of these YouTube videos, or you know, we're trying to help people in the wrong way. Okay, you cannot change somebody by dogging somebody. You can't help better a person's life if you're putting them down before you offering your advice, or before you're trying to better their life. You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get too far. But having said that, there's only so much you can do as an individual, especially if you don't personally know someone and you're doing it online. Because online, this online stuff is where we get messed up a lot of times. But you know, if you do what you can do, and you've offered all the advice you know how to offer, and you've done it politely, and you've done it in the best way you know how possible, and it's still not been received, it's still been you're still being projected as a hateful individual, or you're trying to extinguish something for someone, and yet they keep igniting the fire. You're doing all you can do, and sometimes it's better just to walk away than to stand. Sometimes it's better to say, okay, I've had, I've done what I can do. I've offered every which way aspect possible, and yet I continue to fail. So it must not be meant to help. It must not be meant that they won't help yet, or it doesn't mean that you're not meant to help them. It means that maybe at the moment you're not. Maybe at the moment they're just not ready. And it doesn't mean you can't go back in a little while and try again. Who's stopping you? You don't give up on anybody easy. You might give up for a moment. You might stop for a moment, but it doesn't mean you give up forever. It just means that it might not be something you're doing wrong. It just means that that individual might not be ready to accept what you have to offer, or to grasp what you're trying to say, and taking it as an offense. You feel me? A lot of times, especially people who are battling depression or going through mental things or whatever, sometimes they can acknowledge when somebody's trying to really help them. They take it as they're trying to tell them what to do, or uh, trying to be nosy or just a list of things. I mean, and yet that just means that person's, not ready to help, or maybe they're, beyond the help that you can give. Maybe they need something else, or someone else, maybe a little more experience or professionally wise, or God can help all people. So you feel me? Maybe they just need prayer. But so I think we entertain the negativity too much, a lot. And I think we got so much of that going on in life right now is all, and I've said it on prior videos that we do have a lot of negative stuff going on in the world today, and we seem to embrace that more than the positive. So I challenge you to be a changer, to be a doer, not a hearer. Be a doer, not a hearer. Be someone that is willing to get out. And, I read a statement one time that said, those who change the world are those who are not afraid to get out in it. So be one of those. Be one of those that are, are willing to do whatever it takes to make change, and positive change, good change. Um, you know, One thing about it, just like with my struggles and my addiction, I didn't get to where I was overnight. When I lost everything and I didn't have nothing and nobody, I didn't get there overnight. It took several years to get there. So I'm not going to build it back overnight. You feel me what I'm saying? And that's the same way with anything else, anybody else. You can't change things overnight. It takes time and it takes a lot of hard work. But if you'll keep pushing and keep striving and keep trying and give all your all, and give your best, hey, you'll see outcome. You'll see a good outcome. You'll see things begin to start changing and start molding. And you're like, well, I'm one person. What can I do? But your voice counts. That's just it. One person can ignite a multitude. One person. That's all it takes is one person to get excited about something. And before you know it, you may have a multitude of people behind you. And if you're waiting on somebody to do it, nobody might wind up doing it. And that's usually who is the most famous of them all, is nobody, right? Because we always wait on somebody else to do something. So don't sit around waiting on someone else to do it. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, it starts with me. Today is the day I do something that matters. So I challenge you to reach out, go out among your days. When you get up in the morning, say, today is the day I do something that matters. And it may be something extremely small. It may be something that you wouldn't think no one else would consider a good deed or something that mattered. But if it mattered to you, that's all that matters. You feel me? Do a good deed this week for someone. Spread kindness. Share your love. Reach out to someone that's hurting, that is struggling. You may be just the one that can change their whole lives. You never know. Don't look at someone and say, oh, phew, roll your eyes and shake your head and be like, oh, they're never going to change. Well, how do you know they're never going to change? Have you ever tried to help them change? Uh-oh. Have you ever tried to help them change? So unless you've tried, don't ever say they're never going to change. No. So they may not change for me, but they'll change for somebody someday, maybe, hopefully. And maybe if you're not the one that can help them and you try, maybe you find someone that can help them. There's always a way. Always a way. Our problem is we give up so easily. And we lose out on many blessings because we give up so easily. Usually when things get real tough and real hard, that's when we want to say, okay, I can't do no more of this. But see, when things get real tough and real hard, that's when you push through those obstacles and push through that, that's when the greatest blessings of all is waiting on the other side. Man, oh man, the blessings that are coming on the other side. Reach out and help someone today, this week. Do something kind for somebody. Show them that you do care. When they don't think anybody cares, show them that you care. And it may be someone in your own family, someone next door, someone in your community. It may be just a peer stranger, someone you don't know at all. It's good to think that there are still people out there who do care about those that no one else cares about. Because I guarantee you there was a time in your life when someone showed you love in your darkest hour. See, I like those dark days because that's when the light shines the brightest. Remember that. You could be that light in their darkest day. So I encourage you to do something great today. I encourage you to love one another. And as far as Aaron Carter goes, I urge you to pray for him, and I urge you to reach out to him. And if you think that he needs help, if you think that he's lost his mind, then reach out to him, and maybe, but do it in a way that is kind and gentle, and do it in a way that he's not going to take offense to you. And he may take offense just for you trying, but at least you tried and you did it in the right way. But like I've said, and you know from my videos, I support him. I may not condone or agree with everything he says or does, but I do support him, and I feel with all my heart he will find his path, he will find his way, and he will make it back to the top. And it may take just, us pushing and steering him a little bit, but I think he'll find his way eventually and get back there. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's Philippians 4:13. Remember that. You can do all things. You're not alone in this world. Somebody loves you today. And if you're watching this and you feel like you need help and you need someone to reach out to you, drop me a comment. I'll give you my personal info, my Facebook page, my Instagram. And I promise you, if there's any way possible that J Money can help you, you guarantee it, I will help you. I will do everything in my power to help you. Whatever it is you're struggling with, whatever you're going through, if you're battling addiction, I have personal experience through that. I can do everything in my power to help you and try to show you every which way there is to do what's right. If you're struggling through depression, I've struggled through that. Do I have all the answers? Absolutely not. But the answers I don't have, we'll find together. And hopefully get you the help that you need to make your life better and to do greater things and to have purpose. And if you want your life to have purpose, only you can decide that for yourself. I can help you in the right way. I can help you in the right direction, steer you in the right way, but I cannot make your decisions for you. That is up to you as an individually, totally up to you. I'm looking for great things this year. I want to reach out. I want to help everybody I possibly can. So don't forget to do something good this week. Not for yourself, but just for somebody else. I mean, just pick up a total stranger and just say, that's him. I'm going to do something for him good today. I'm going to do something good for him today or her today. Or, just they've been struggling. I've heard they're struggling. I hear they're homeless, etc. So we're going to do something good for them today. Post your comments. Let me know how you guys are doing. I'm hoping to catch Mr. Carter's latest live. I haven't got to watch it yet. I started watching it, but I haven't got to finish it. His lives are ridiculously long. I have to watch it in sections because I don't have 5 hours to sit in front of the phone and watch him boom, 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 boom. Sit at the computer and make all these beats, which I enjoy. I enjoy his music, but I don't have 5 hours to sit and do that. So I have to watch it in sections. But I hope everybody has a great night. I hope that you you reach out to someone today. And if you are struggling, reach out to someone in your life. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Please don't. Don't ever be afraid to ask because someone does love you and someone it will do everything in their power to help change your life for the better. I promise. Because I used to think that same thing. Nobody cared. Nobody loved me. And it was actually quite opposite. I didn't love myself, but they cared very much about me. I played chicken with my life, I guess you could say. And, they couldn't watch that. You know, sh- Shooting up every day, they didn't want to be around that. So do something good and kind for someone today. Remember to spread kindness, spread joy and love throughout your world, throughout your family and your neighbors and all the people you come in contact with today, whether you know them or not. You know, share the love. Share the love. Drop your comments. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you would like to join me in some of these videos. I am going to start live streaming on YouTube. Okay. Um, so that's coming soon. Um, be watching for that. Um, and we're going to get in depth with good conversations. Um, and I might do some live on Instagram. And you guys, if you want my Instagram, let me know. And uh, you can follow me over there, and we'll do some live, and maybe we can do some chatting together. And I'll take your questions, and we'll just have a good old time. And don't forget to let me know if you want to go on one of these videos and talk about your story and tell your story. And I think it will be good to do that. Not only encouraging for others, but it may help you become stronger. Because I feel that it does me sometimes talking about it um, helps it helps me get it off my chest, off my mind, because I think about it, a lot. And sometimes it's good to surround myself with really good supporters, and I encourage you to do that as well. Find people that will support you. Find people that are put in your life um, to encourage you to do the good things and the right things, not to encourage you to stick a needle in your arm or snort something up your nose or take a handful of pills or whatever it is. Put yourself in with a good support group. Find yourself a good support group and plant yourself there. Find yourself a good support friend, someone that you can trust and talk to. And when you are struggling and when you are having those bad days, there can be of individuals who may that you can trust and lifting you up. That's going to encourage you to do the right things and the good things and be by your side through it all. Um, and if you don't have no one, drop a comment. I'll send you my info, and I will be more than glad to be that individual for you. But yes, let me know if you guys want to chat and tell your stories. Um, I am hoping to do an episode 1 on YouTube um, talking about, it's going to be entitled How to Cope with Fear. That's going to be the name of it, How to Cope with Fear. Um, and just basically what it is we're going to talk about how to deal with fear in your life. And I am going to be a prime example of that because I have lived a life of fear in many, many aspects of my life. I have always been conquered by fear, and it wasn't until I finally conquered my fears in situations when I was able to take back my life and conquer my life, as individual, as a person, as me. I've learned that you can't walk in fear because you will lose every time. You will never try anything if you subdue to fear. You won't try anything. So be in tune for that. Watch out for it. It's coming soon. I told you on this Just Saying, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to try to acknowledge things that are going on in the world. Um, we're going to talk about celebrities. We're going to talk about our personal life. We're going to talk about our music. We're going to talk about all those that are going through things as well. We want to hear about your music. We want to hear about what you're doing, what you're up to. Um, and I can't do that without you. You have to let me know if you want me um, to hit you up, um, or send you my info. Matter of fact, I think you can go on one of my videos, find a comment, and you'll find my Instagram name on there, and my Facebook name. So look it up. I think if you can't find it, just drop me a comment and I'll send it to you. Um, yeah, I'm really looking for some good things. Um, I want to be, I want to be doing things productive with my life, good things. I've give so much of my life to the evils of this world, to the corruption, and to the, you know, it's time to do some good deeds and good things, and do what's right. So, uh, be watching, guys. Be watching because, um, I've had people say, well, why do you call it just saying? Because, just saying is simply fact is I'm just saying. I'm just one person. I'm just stating my facts, my opinions that I know about myself or what I know but everybody's entitled to their own, each to their own is what I say. And, I want to hear from you as an individual. I want to make this about you, not about me. Maybe a little bit about me, if I'm being honest. But I want to make this about you as well. I want to add your stories and your life into this. I want to know what you're up to, what you're doing, what you love to do, what's your career path. If you are in entertainment, um, I also run an agency called SBG, a talent agency. You can find it on Facebook, SBG Talent Agency, Talent and Media Agency. Look it up on Facebook. We work with all types of artists. We do your bookings. We have personal management. Um, if you want to know more about us, just look it up and send us a message. I'll get in touch with you and I'll let you know the details of what's going on and what we do and how we can help you. So if you got want to share your talent with us, fine. We would love to hear it. I'm going to be sharing mine with you, so you better get ready for it. I'm looking. I'm going to put this out there real quick. I am looking for someone who is a lyricist that can write extremely well. Um, if you are, hit me up. Let's talk. See if we can work out something. Um, anyways, uh, other than that, I hope everybody has a great night. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope that it encourages somebody and it helps somebody. And so I leave you with this. Let's worry about what matters and not so much that what doesn't matter. Okay? But it is good to talk about them once in a while. Like there's Aaron Carters and Beavers and all those, right? When they Even if you support them, they still leave us with some crazy things once in a while, don't they? But let me know how you feel about what he's going through or what he's doing, and the girl. I want to know what's going on with the girl. I seen her Instagram. I just like to know what's going on there. So, anyways, let me know your opinions, your feelings. Uh, I send you my I send you my love, and I hope that everybody's having a great new year. I hope that your 2020 has been awesome for you. I hope that you are reaching your goals, completing your goals. Don't set goals if you're not going to go for them. So I hope that you're going for them, you're reaching for them, you're loving what you're doing. And if you don't love what you do, try change what you do. Sometimes we have to do what we got to do in order to get to where we want to where what we want to do. So that's okay because I'm having to do that too. So, anyways, send you all the love from J Money Podcast here. Um, we want you to know that we appreciate you, and do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe. All it takes is a click. That's it. And I promise you, we're gonna get a little silly on here, and we're gonna just have a good time. Hey, that's what we do. You feel me? Keep it real. I like keeping it real. I want you to keep it real with me, and I'll keep it real with you. I promise. Um, I'm going to give a shout out to a comment I got on one of my videos that said, I appreciate you, man. It's not too many times you find real bros like, being real for, or real to themselves. And I thank you for that. I do try to keep it real. Nothing about me is a closed book. I'm an open book. I have many struggles in my life that I will share with you. You will learn a lot about me. I promise. You're gonna get sick to death of me. I hope not. I hope not. Nah. I hope we can build friendships and love ships with one another, and just change the world one day at a time, one step at a time. So, um, everybody have a good night. Know that we love you, appreciate you, and just thank you for watching. And with all that, peace. This is J Money. Just saying.